We are talking all about go faster shoes today, and in particular it is Saucony's new racer, the Endorphin Pro 3. Now this shoe has gone through a lot of changes in the latest model, and I've been hearing some great feedback about the performance. With it being a go faster shoe, I think we need to run it at pace on its first outing. So I've come up with a plan. The only problem I've got is, can my legs keep up with this shoe? Welcome back folks, I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. Hope you've all had a great week and thanks for joining us for another video. If you're new to our first run, first impressions videos, then what we normally do is give you a few facts and figures about the shoe. We break down the construction in a bit more detail and then we'll lace them up and we'll take them out on the roads or on the trails for their first run and we'll bring you guys along. We've got something slightly different planned today because it is Saturday morning, it's early and we've got somewhere to be at 9 o'clock. So that might give you a few ideas to what we're up to today. Firstly, I'm loving the pink colorway that we got the Endorphin Pro 3 in. You know, I think our race day shoes should be super bold, colorful, a little bit out there, a little bit wacky, and I'm going to call this Go Faster Pink. But the shoe retails for a pretty pricey £210 here in the UK. Weight-wise, it comes in at 228 grams in a UK 9.5, which is pretty light when you consider the depth of that cushioning in the midsole. It's got quite a high offset, so it comes in with an 8mm offset. So we've got 39.5 on the heel and 31.5 on under the forefoot. And you know, that's a pretty high heel offset for a race day shoe. Breaking down the construction quickly, and you get this super lightweight upper that uses this ultra lightweight engineered mesh in its construction to make it extremely breathable. And touching it and looking at it, it is very similar to the sort of Nike uppers on the Vaporfly Next Percent. Because it's a strip back racer, you get a pretty thin gusseted tongue in that upper, and it's got these big holes cut into it, which my finger actually pushes through. I dare say they're to keep a bit of the weight down, but also increase airflow. And considering it is stripped back, you still get a good level of padding and structure around that ankle collar and in the heel cup. Moving down to that midsole construction, and you can see we get a very large helping of their performance-based compound Parkrun PB. Now this is actually 40% lighter than their standard cushioning Parkrun, but it's also there to offer a very comfortable ride over distance and high levels of energy return. Worked into that midsole construction, we've also got Saucony's signature S-curve carbon fibre plate, which if I turn the shoe over, you can actually see at the midfoot there and poking through the forefoot. Lastly, but definitely not least, you also get their brilliant speed roll technology, which is basically that rocker geometry worked into the shoe. I've been a big fan of this over the years in the Endorphin lineup, and I think they've got that rocker just right, to the point where I put the shoe on in the house to try it on for size, and it even makes you feel like you want to walk quickly. And speaking of quickly, time is flying, so I'm going to nip off and get changed. I'm going to grab the GoPros and then we are going to Parkrun. So we made our way over to a place called Helston in Cornwall, and we are going to be running Penrose Parkrun this morning. The main reason that I've come down to this parkrun is because it's the closest to home, but it's also a pretty flat route. So I personally think it's one of the quicker parkrun routes in Cornwall. So we've got half an hour to the start, so I'm going to get this hoodie off. There's a nice little boating lake over there, so we're going to have a nice warm up, get the legs loose before we put any effort in for sure, and maybe have a quick gel as well. But let's go and get warmed up and then we'll get over to the start line. Now, my parkrun history isn't great, if I'm honest, and this is probably only going to be my 5th parkrun. And you know, I've never come here, I've never sort of pushed for time, well maybe once, but that was on a much hillier route, and I think I managed to get around 19 minutes, but I've never gone to a parkrun and tried to run flat out over that sort of 5k course. We are definitely not in PB shape. I've done no speed work, nothing like that. Obviously I've been focusing on the trail running to get ready for the TDS, so I really have no quick running in my legs at all, so it could be quite interesting today. My actual PB for 5k was in a road race. I did 17:04, and like I said, I'm nowhere near in that kind of shape, but you know, maybe we can cling on, work hard and just dip under 20 minutes. That's kind of the pace that I'm going to be heading at today. I think it'll be a great test for my fitness, but I also think it'll be a great test for the Endorphin Pro 3. So we'll try and get under 20. I really don't know whether it's going to happen. Right, so we've had a quick warm up, we've done a couple of miles around the beautiful boating lake here in Helston. We've had a good stretch as well, so we're ready to rumble. 10 minutes to the start, let's get over there. Okay, the arm warmers are off already. I thought it was going to be chilly, but it's quite warm. Hopefully the rain will keep off, although it's looking a bit black at the moment. I can't believe how nervous I feel, it's ridiculous. It's parkrun for God's sake, but I haven't run any speed for so long, and I'm always worried about that dodgy right hand side car, but fingers crossed it'll be okay. But yeah, nervous at parkrun, ridiculous. Right, we are nearly ready to go. I can't believe how nervous I am running parkrun. It's a little bit short for me and a little bit quick. I know I'm going to be hurting and hyperventilating, but here we go. Out on Penrose Parkrun. Got to remember not to get carried away because, you know, 5k at pace is still a long way. So we're going to try and cruise the first half. If we've got anything left, we'll push on for the second. Let's see how this goes. Which one did you watch?
The Atlantic Quarter.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
And I signed up for next year.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. You must have enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
This is a little bit different though.
I'll blame you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't blame me, thank me.
I'm sorry, that's all right.
Thank me for the experience.
That's all right.
Well, have a good run, mate. Have a good run. Okay, mile check-in. We went through in about 6:19, so maybe a little bit adventurous, and I might start to suffer towards the end. But yeah, the route is on hard standing, but you are in Penrose Woods, so a lot of trees, a lot of leaves on the ground. We had a lot of rain last night, so it's pretty sketchy, pretty slippery, but I can see the turning point from here, so always nice when you turn and start heading home. Shoe feels great. That Parkrun PB midsole feels awesome. The rocker, as always, just feels super efficient at tempo, and we're also giving that rubber outsole a good test. Because like I say, it's greasy out here. It's doing really well. Hi guys. Well done. Well done. So we're just over 2 miles, and thanks guys. The heavens of overlays, absolutely chucking down. Not ideal, but still feel pretty good. Holding that pace, so we're going to see how we feel. Still sort of half a mile to go, and then we'll just open the legs up and see what we've got for that last half a mile. Woo! This is hard, this short quick stuff. Blimey, it's hard. Okay, we're in the last 0.2 of a mile, turning into the finish. Whoa! Cheers, Marshall. Thanks, mate. Bit of a sketchy finish onto a muddy crosswheel. Whee! We did it. Blimey, O'Reilly. It's been a long time. Thank you very much. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Oh, yeah, I'll be all right in a minute. Woo. That long, steady, slow stuff where, you know, you could chill out, chat with people, taking the views, is way easier. Oh, man. Well, that went a lot better than expected, and you just joined me out here on a nice steady couple of miles sort of cool off run. Not sure what time I did. I forgot to stop my watch, schoolboy error. It's been a long time since I've done any short racing, but the body, my mind, my lungs felt pretty good, and it was really good fun, sort of digging in towards the end and pushing hard for the finish line. Great to catch up with a few people that I haven't seen for a long time, but we're going to do a couple of miles. We'll then have a nice little stretch off, make sure everything's nice and loose after that effort, because I haven't run that pace for a long time. Then we're going to jump in the adventure bus, get back to the studio, and we'll break down how the park run went, how I felt, but also we'll break down the performance of Saucony's new Endorphin Pro 3. Let's get back to the bus. I'm glad to say we're back in the dry, and how typical is that? You know, I haven't run Parkrun for ages, and the first time I turn up for a while, it absolutely tips down with rain the whole way round. So it really wasn't perfect sort of running conditions, but I absolutely loved it. It was so good to get back out there, stretch the legs out, run a bit quicker, something I haven't done for a good couple of years, if I'm honest. Got to say a massive shout out to all the great volunteers. You know, Parkrun wouldn't be possible without these guys, and it was horrible conditions to be standing out there. So thanks very much, guys. It's really appreciated. Body felt great, no niggles to speak of whatsoever, and the Endorphin Pro 3s felt awesome straight out the box. I'm just waiting to find out from my email what my time was, because schoolboy error, I haven't done any of this short, sharp sort of racing for a long time. I forgot to stop my watch when I crossed the finish line because I was hyperventilating. So in fact, let's have a look now. Let's go through. My watch time said around 2016, but I'm pretty sure from the pacing I had while I was running, I just about managed to dip in under 20 minutes, and I'd be super chuffed with that. So have we got it? We have. Awesome. So we crossed the finish line in 11th place on a time of 19:50, so 10 seconds under 20, so got to be happy with that. Obviously not my fastest 5k, but with all the things taken into consideration, the fact that I've done no speed work or no quicker running for ages, I am really chuffed to get under 20 minutes. But we're not here to talk about me, we're here to talk about these bad boys. So let's jump in and find out how the new Endorphin Pro 3s performed. Well, firstly, the new Pro 3s are definitely a quick feeling shoe, and I would say it's pretty much on par with my brilliant Vaporfly Next Percent 2s from Nike. That Parkrun PB midsole felt very plush, very comfortable underfoot, but also super bouncy as I was running along, and it felt like it was returning me a lot of energy. I think it would be a very comfy midsole to run on over a longer course, say a half marathon or full marathon. And then when you pair that up with that S-curve carbon fiber plate worked into the shoe, it really does feel very snappy, very lively, and super responsive, and it would be very hard to run slowly in this shoe, that's for sure. And we can't forget to mention the brilliant speed roll technology that I've loved over the years they've been making the Endorphin range. I really do think it's about as good as a midsole geometry can get on a running shoe, and I actually feel this is an area of the new Endorphin Pro that really does outperform the Vaporfly. Another thing that I really enjoyed about it is, yes, it is a stripped back race day shoe, but it still feels like Saucony have left a bit of substance in that upper, so I felt really well locked down and sort of connected to the midfoot. That thin gusseted tongue was very comfortable across the top of the foot, but what I liked the most was it still had a good level of structure from that heel cup, and for me, just the right amount of padding around the ankle collar and in the heel. I found in the past that some sort of lightweight race day shoes can be a little bit too stripped back, so I think Saucony have got the balance just right, especially if you're going to be running longer distance, say marathons or beyond. It still gives you that level of support and hold in the heel from that heel cup, and again for me, just the right level of padding around the ankle, so it's going to remain comfortable over distance. You could probably see from the parkrun footage that it was pretty wet out there this morning, and because the Penrose route runs through the woods, and because of the time of year, there was a lot of slippery leaves on the ground. It could have been pretty sketchy, but this rubber Leather XT900 outsole on the Pro 3 performed really well in tough conditions, and I never doubted grip or traction once. So all in all, really impressed with how the Endorphin Pro 3's performed out there this morning, and I think this is a big step up when you compare it to the previous version. And I actually like to do a head-to-head between my Vaporfly Next Percent 2s because I love running quickly in that shoe. So maybe we'll do that video on the channel soon. And you know, if you'd like to see that head-to-head video, then let us know in the comments below. I always thought the Alpha Flies would be my go-to marathon shoe, but I'm not so sure anymore after today's run. Obviously, this is just our first outing. It's going to be really interesting to get some more miles over the coming weeks into the Endorphin Pro 3s and see how they maybe handle some longer runs when it comes to comfort and efficiency. So there you have it, our first impressions on Saucony's latest carbon-plated speed machine. Really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Really hope you found it helpful, but I also hope that you enjoyed seeing something a little bit different on today's video. Of late, we've obviously had lots of epic sort of mountain trail running videos on the channel, which has been amazing to film, and it's what I love to do, but I also think it's really important to mix it up a bit and bring you guys very varied running content. So hopefully we'll have some more road running videos on the channel in the near future. I've left a link in the description below for these if you want to find out any more info about the shoe or about Saucony as a running brand. And don't forget, if you are enjoying the content on the channel and you'd like to show your support, we've got some wicked merchandise available at Run4Adventure.uk. But we've also got a Patreon page now, and you can support the channel for as little as £2 a month. Not only does it help the channel out massively, but it also opens up a world of Run4Adventure perks. And you know, that Patreon family continues to grow, and we just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who already supports us through our Patreon page. You know, myself and Liga really do appreciate it. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back here very soon, and as always, stay safe and keep on running. Bouncy, like it was returning me a lot of energy. I think it would be a very comfortable. Firstly, I'm loving the pink colourway we got hold of in this